Hello, everybody. It's May 17, 2025. Hi. I'm here. My birds won't go in at a regular hour anymore. Ever since the day has gotten longer, they go in at like 9:30. Drives me crazy. It's like I don't have any time for myself in the evening. Hi, welcome, Nick, and stay strapped. Yeah, you kind of need that around here, that's for sure. What state are you in? Stay strapped. Oh, Wyoming. I heard it's so pretty there. There's an astrologer friend of mine who moved out there years ago, like when I was living in New Jersey. She kept urging me to come out there. She said it's beautiful. She goes for walks in the mountains every day. Good evening, Carnotist. Welcome. I've seen photos. It looks beautiful. I've heard, though, in recent years it's become a bit costly to live there. Good evening. Welcome. Please remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in. I see that there are 10 people, there were 10 people, now 7. The 10 people were probably either a couple of creepers or couldn't log in. Keiji's been having difficulty even watching my videos, and she actually did a video on how difficult it is for her to watch my videos. All the other videos on YouTube will play for her, but she'll pull up mine and it won't play. Or it will play and there'll be no sound. There's no ability for her to leave a message, a comment. So it's a different kind of shadow banning. We had some crazy weather here the last couple of days in Kentucky, all across Kentucky. I think it has everything to do with having sprayed the skies because it's nonstop here. In fact, they were spraying today. After we had a tornado watch, part of London in Kentucky, 40 minutes from here, was leveled from from a tornado that hit, floods, branches everywhere down. I mean, of course, it's the plausible deniability. They can actually, tear down some more branches because we had rain. It's definitely all connected. I mean, I hear there's a hum in the sky here. I don't hear it all the time, but it's definitely one portion of the property, and I think it has to do with that, that musical instrument in the sky. I don't know if they too likes when you talk about it. Hello, one dream, one soul. Welcome. Yeah, the thunder and lightning is really scary. It just seems to be so unpredictable. No, I was in the background here looking for a thumbnail. People don't realize, like, you just don't go live. Like, I have to click on the live button, and then I have to fill out some information there. I have to type in the heading, select a thumbnail, click a few buttons, and then go live. It takes about 5 or 6 minutes to do that, but I started at 10 to do that, and of course, I changed the thumbnail a couple of times. Yeah, the lightning was so. It just seems so unpredictable. It's predictable and unpredictable. It completely lit up the sky last night. It was actually all over Kentucky. No, usually before I start the live, I'm in the cats building, making sure they've got everything. Sometimes I'll grab something to eat, which I have not done yet, which is okay. I ate earlier. Sometimes I'll eat early in the day so I don't have to prepare anything at night. So, what are your thoughts about? A subscriber emailed me today. She says, I'm finally going to be meeting with our sheriff. She really has a lot of questions for him. And she wants to ask about the community watch. So, I had FOIA requested our sheriff a couple of years ago. Of course, I did not receive a response. My feeling is if they have a community watch, it's obviously going to be a group of people. It's probably going to be some groups of people in the neighborhood. How are these people being trained? Do they have a bias? What happens if they call in sick? Are they paid? Are they in shift work? Hi, Nike Slim. Welcome, welcome. Cute little memes. Who's trained? If they receive training, who's training them? And if they're instructed to take photos of what and for what purpose? Who keeps the photos? I mean, it's a big deal. Yes. Yes, stay strapped. Yes. The sheriffs obviously are involved because the sheriff, from what Stephen Friend, the FBI whistleblower, suspendable, or whatever you want to call him, he wrote a book, True Blue. He was interviewed several times. He said that the sheriff is the one that allows these corrupt federal programs in their communities. So if it's in the community, he said, it's because of your sheriff permitting it. Now, other people have said to me, well, if your sheriff doesn't go along to get along, then he might get targeted or, you know, whatever. The thing is, these federal programs don't have to be in these communities. They can make money other ways, the way normal communities make money, by creating things, bringing business in, bringing people in, not harassing people like me who, most of us are creators. We like to do things. But no, they'd rather do something fun and illegal and sadistic instead. But the sheriff is absolutely involved. Now, in New Jersey, it works a little different. Like the hierarchy structure differs. So here in Kentucky, you have the sheriff and his deputies, and it appears as if that's it. And then, of course, there's the state police and the attorney general and stuff. But in New Jersey, you have the police department. In the police department, you have police officers. They're called officers. And then you have sergeants. You have a captain. You've got the chief of police, lieutenants. So they have different kind of hierarchy. And the sheriff is completely kind of unrelated in another building, actually in Freehold, like in New Jersey. He's got a whole separate office, completely different functions. So I guess it's different in a smaller community. It's all more condensed, where, like in New Jersey, where there are, thousands and thousands of people, there's a different hierarchy, different titles with different functions and stuff. So they claim, you've heard this, that the sheriff is the law of the land, that the county lawyer, all that not reports to the sheriff, but is below the sheriff. So the sheriff has within its power, alleged power, to aid and abet these programs, allow them in, turn a blind eye, or participate. They don't have to. According to the FBI whistleblower, they don't have to. Oh yeah, of course, those nice trucks and cars. Absolutely. I see them here. Now here, I mean, compared to New Jersey, like it would not be unusual to see perps driving nice cars in New Jersey, because almost everybody drives a nice car in New Jersey, at least where I lived. But here in a small town like this, where people are, the income level differs significantly than where I'm from. You wouldn't expect people to be driving $60,000-$80,000 vehicles. So it's ridiculous. But I think that some of these cars are rented. Hi, Red Dragon, welcome. I think that some of these vehicles may be rented. Yes, Neighborhood Watch is a platoon of shills used for asset stripping. The pyramid scheme called Society is run by demons from the world of the dead, uploaded consciousness. The minions are used for this, and they throw them a bone with stolen houses and cars and jewelry. Yep. Exactly, G5. G5, that's cute. Please remember to hit the thumbs up when you come in. But yeah, so the sheriff has to know what's going on. There's no doubt that they know what's going on. And also, and this I know because I went to hire a private detective in New Jersey. Private detectives are required to report to the police department, the sheriff's department, that they're going to be around in surveillance or whatever, just so that nobody reports them as being suspicious, that they have to report in anyway, which kind of defeats the purpose. I'm not going to spend all that money hiring a private detective and having reporting to the sheriff's department. Let's see. In San Diego, skits drove Porsches and high-end cars. 100K. Wow. Hi, Ace of Cups. Welcome, welcome. That's expensive. I would never spend that money on a car. No, I would never spend that kind of money on a car. I don't think cars are all that worth it anyway. I mean, you need one. You definitely need a vehicle, but I wouldn't spend that much money on a car. Hi, Siren. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Siren. You do? Oh, you love cars. Well, that's true. Yeah, it is easy to spend funding. It's replaced every year. Yes. Well, and that's why they don't want a targeted person to leave their community because they're banking on me. And I don't care if I say it out loud. They're banking on me. Not only are they stealing stuff from me, asset stripping me, but the longer I stay here, they're collecting their little grants and a little money under the table. The last 3 days, they've been targeting my foot. It's extremely painful. I don't know what they did. I don't see any marks on it. Yes, dealing with a favorite Bureau of Instigators with their setups. Yes, yes. That's how we get away with saying them as often as we do. My favorite Bureau of Instigation. And well, that's what they do. They instigate trouble, they instigate crime. It reminds me of those little bratty kids back in school, they're always trying to cause some trouble in the classroom. I think that's what it is here too, because I'll tell you, aside from my neighbors, there are other people that are driving like these really nice cars around here, with the dark windows. You know that they're agents. You know that they're FBI or CIA or Fusion Center operatives. What's the difference? Okay. The difference between Community Watch and Citizens on Patrol are pretty much the same. Their program, Citizens on Patrol, is actually called the COPS program, COPS. And it's funded by the Department of Justice. Community Watch and Citizens on Patrol are pretty much the same thing. It's just that the funding is different and they may call it something different in the communities. So, like, if you were to FOIA request the sheriff, they'll tell you what their program is actually called. Now, the human terrain team, that's a whole different ballgame. The human terrain team are usually very skilled, like ex-military assets, and they are the ones that are on my property 24/7. They're in shifts. They perform shift work. So if I go in one building, let's say, they'll come flying in and out of my house. They'll dirty it up. They'll steal something. So like they like actually live on the property here. Absolutely. Stay strapped. I think with the way our society is going downhill, it's a way for the current power structures to maintain control in politics. Yes, they catch criminals and turn them on in this program. Yeah, the funding differences. Absolutely. There are absolutely funding differences. The Department of Justice actually funds the COPS program, Citizens on Patrol. and you have to apply. So you have to apply for this kind of funding. Yes, the cloaking, yes. And one dream says, you are always surrounded by a platoon of what I call clones, sellouts. Your friends might be sellouts too. I was shocked how many of what I called friends were working with these creeps all along. Well, it's quite possible. I think I have at least one of those. Well, no, I think two. But I never really actually considered her like a friend. I didn't like her as much. Um, but I knew her for a long time. I didn't like a lot of things that she did, but I think she was one. I think she was like that. I think she was like a sellout. Her name is Karen, and her name was Karen. Back in New Jersey. Yes, 24-hour demonic watch spirits. Yes. Oh, that's really nice, Red Dragon. Your only real friend is your wife. Well, you're very fortunate that you're married and you've got a wife. Soul goes back to Babylon. Someone made a deal with the demons for wealth in exchange for souls or life. Yes, I've been reading and hearing more about that on YouTube creator channels. Um, Amy Jugworth and Amy. I don't know. That sounds familiar. Con artist Amy Jugworth. It sounds familiar. Oh, hi, Amy. There you are. You showed up. It's a different color. Welcome, welcome. I know. The chats are really good because, unlike when I put out a video, somebody will leave a comment. Sometimes the comment is shadow banned. I can't see the comments. I don't see them immediately. I know. I know. I'm so out of it sometimes. I know. It's really very upsetting, and it's not just the comments. I was mentioning it before. KG. Hi, Ashley. Welcome, welcome. KG Dub on her channel created a video showing me how she's not able to view my videos. She pulled up like everybody else's video. It played. She could scroll. She could like it. She could add a comment. Every one of my videos that she was pulling up, it wouldn't. She couldn't hear any sound. She couldn't scroll up. She couldn't like it. She couldn't leave a comment. Before Babylon, Phoenicians, phonetics, phony, world of the dead spells. Yes, I love your play on words. Well, the comments are shadow banned, at least the ones that are critical of them. It's sometimes it's not even critical of them. It's just a comment. But hey, you know what? What is that comment about? Calling the kettle black? What the video they just posted about how they collaborate and information sharing. They fuse the information together when you go from state to state, and about their funding. Oh, I know. I've noticed that the likes don't record. I've found that the shorts, when I create shorts, that the likes record on the shorts. I think because of the way the algorithm is, that shorts are just a faster medium. Exactly, it's part of abusing us, and also for the record, and it's another form of asset stripping because my videos are monetized. So if YouTube sees that I'm not getting the likes, it's not being shared. YouTube is not going to recommend my videos. It won't come up as a recommendation. Yes. Yes, when they stole your property, the ones involved were Masons, military, and courts. Yes, I would say that that's going on here too. Absolutely. Excuse me. Yes, I wish somebody would fuse their own information together. Like drunk driving, domestic assault, substance abuse. How about wife abuse? Yeah, they're fallen either by choice or by plea deals. That's horrible, Nick. Yeah, I've been considering doing a video. I've been thinking about it. The top 10 reasons why I love being a targeted individual. I'm sure I'll get a lot of likes. I'm sure it'll be a viral video. I started accumulating those ideas in my mind today. I'm sure the criminals were like freaking out. Yeah. I mean, it's sort of tongue in cheek. Amy, let's see. The perpetrators in West Tennessee involve lawyers and police working together. This is why the targeted can't get help from the legal profession or public safety. Oh my goodness. You caught a neighbor reporting your phone 6 times a day about what you were doing at home. How were you able to catch that? These people are obsessive compulsive, and they're addicted to us. Oh, cleared out. It baffles the mind. Your perps have they're substance abusers, and most had violent felonies. Is that amazing? Then it comes to mind, is that one of the reasons why they brought so many people across the border? Which you never hear anything about anymore. So bizarre. You're not that interesting. I know that's actually what most perps say. Like when they come onto your comment section, they'll usually tell you you're not that interesting. Like what's so interesting about you? I have raccoons on my porch. It is such a waste. It is such a waste of money. Could you imagine all the good things that could be done for the country with that amount of money? Could you imagine? We would have the most beautiful streets and pavilions and gardens and free water and free food. It just amazes me. Oh, you saw it on a phone bill. Oh, it is such a waste of money. And in watching other people's channels and finding out where people live, it is in every state. It doesn't matter if it's the city or if it's rural. It's everywhere. I mean, one of the top 10 reasons I love being a targeted individual is because I never knew. I was clueless about all this stuff. And now I know what the FBI does. I know what the CIA does. I know what the NSA does. Um, I never in my wildest dreams would think that neighbors would turn on people the way they do. So I'm blessed to be targeted because I've learned all of these things that I was clueless about. Exactly. Exactly. I won't repeat that con artist, but yes, yeah, it is demonic. They hate us. Yes. Well, they have to hate us in order to do the things that they do to us. They can't like us. That wouldn't make sense. They wouldn't be able to follow through on their orders, because they're order takers, right? They're order takers. So I see 22 people in the chat and only 10 thumbs up, guys. Yes, yes, no, yes. Again, I've been formulating in my head this morning about doing the top 10 reasons why I love being a targeted individual. I know that people who are not in this chat, who won't hear it, like when I finally do it, they'll be like, has she gone mad? Yeah, the use of neighbors. I know. Well, remember, these are alleged intelligence agencies, so they have collaborated with the Nazis, after the war, they collaborated with those Stasis. They brought them over here, and instead of indicting them, they said, "Why would we do something like that? Let's just steal all of their information, have them come and work for us." And then the targeted woman, um what was it? Oh my goodness. She passed away a couple of weeks ago. Black Sunrise. Yes, the Stasi involved children. Ace of Cups says, I'm always puzzled how they can be close to you enough to drive by when you go out of your house. How do they get their timing so right? Oh, I think what they do is they're on standby. They're on standby at a neighbor's house. They're actually parked there. So it's sort of like my neighbor's not going to drive like from all the way down. Like they'll park in between somewhere, knowing what my schedule is normally like. So they'll park there, and I hear them. Like I'll hear them in the distance because this is a rural area. So like I'll hear like the engine start, down the block, and you know that they're parked. Oh, you did the first thumbs up. It didn't register. Raynetta Jones. Yes, Black Sunrise. Yes. So okay, this is the thing. Yeah, she passed away 2 weeks ago in Arizona. Well, anyway, I didn't know her at all. I didn't know anything about her. But one of you wonderful people sent me a link to a video that she did, and after watching it, and it was about a year or two old. It was about the current president who wasn't president at the time. And she was saying things that I've never heard anyone say before. And I thought to myself, if she was targeted for anything, it would have been that video in and of itself. And I don't remember saving it because you guys send me Yeah, she nailed the system. That's exactly right. Hi, Joe. Welcome, welcome. Yes, you're strong. You're strong, strong and sunny. It's simple. Our brain is connected to their network. It runs in reverse. So if you think, I hope I don't run into a perp, you will. The matrix is a mirror, like in Annihilation. So the key is to not think. I mean, we do so many things by rote, without thought. So they're tracking that too. Well, anyway, Renetta did this one video that was the way she explained things. It was almost like this aha moment for me. And it also made me feel bad and sad and stuff after what she was saying. And she was so emphatic about what she was saying. Like, I know that what she was saying was true, even though I'd not heard it before. And I tried to look for it again, and she has so many videos. I couldn't find it. It's about 2 years old. Yes, 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 yes. Con artist. Yes. Uh, oh my goodness. Yeah, the sudden infant death syndrome. Oh, they're definitely in my cell phone. Definitely, since New Jersey. I haven't changed my phone. I have the same phone because, I'm like that. Like, I had the same microwave oven from when I was single, and then I got married, and then I got divorced, and I still have the same microwave oven. Yes, yes, she has such interesting videos. Um, and it was so confusing because I was thinking, like, where did she learn all of this information from? And she had a slight accent, like she doesn't appear to be American. Although I'm quickly learning that a lot of people in other countries are a lot smarter than us. Oh, that's too funny. It's sort of like having a 2-year old. You know how whenever you start doing something important and a 2-year old, when you're ever on the phone and the 2-year old starts harassing you. Oh, she was psychic. Oh, she was from Trinidad. Okay. Yes, they're on standby, geosensors, remote neural monitoring. Yes, yes. Old hag syndrome. What's that? Oh, she was 14. Oh, oh, okay. I didn't know anything about her. Thank you. Thank you for telling me. Well, she was young. But she was what, 46? I'm getting confused between Renetta's age and Andrew Boswell because they pass like in the same week. 46, okay. And Andrew was 51. That is young. Yeah, so that one video, after watching that one video, I thought, oh my. My goodness. Like that would be the video to get her taken out. Um, although, I hadn't watched her other videos. Oh, it started in New York. We usually have an idea of who's involved, how we got here. Oh, that's interesting. Yes. Yes, they remote control people to get symptoms of diseases and even tell them when to pass. Oh, that would be good, con artist. That would be good. Because she has so many videos there, I don't really know what to look for. Oh, good. Yeah, that occurred to me, con artist. Do you think that, and I don't know her, do you think that it is offensive if we take some of her videos and upload them to our channel? Because we don't all targeted people who pass, we want their memory to continue. And that's why I uploaded some of Zacho's Breedlove Ewing's videos, although YouTube took a couple of them down. Yes, I'd like to know more about her. Another video that I saw that people keep sending me of her is getting an implant removed in her leg. Well, that would be good because what happens when people have a channel that goes dormant, nobody will ever find her videos. Did she have any children? That somebody. Hi, Elijah. Welcome. 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 Sienna. Oh, really? Interesting. Interesting. I need more tips on detoxing because these criminals, they're even poison my stuff. Like I know they're getting into, even my supplements and stuff. I don't know why that sounds familiar. Oh, you can't buy it there. Yeah, it is very sick. I mean, who would wish that on somebody? Like, what kind of mindset? These are sick people. It's all greed. The only people that enjoy that want that, are cults. They're cults and traffickers. That's it. They hate humanity. They hate what brings you joy. Yes, the sea moss. I do have the sea moss, but because it's in a capsule, like I have such a hard time taking these capsules. Yep. Yes, they put a pill in your pill box that wasn't yours. Yes, then they do that. I purchased the Shilajit in tablet form from a creator, Cultivate Elevate, and I really like them because it's not gooey, it's easy. And they were in the box. They were in the box, and they heated up some of the pills so that they were sticky. They turned them upside down. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's horrible, Ashley. I've not heard of that guy. Yes, it's ridiculous. Who do they have the right to choose? And by the time they deselect all the people that they don't want, do you know how boring society is going to be? Yes, I know. Pet food is not cheap anymore. Oh my goodness, stay strapped. That's horrible. I don't know. I don't know if overheard somebody say that. I don't know if I might say something. I don't know what the subscriber intends to get from talking with the sheriff. I don't know. I don't know. Everybody does their own thing. I usually place something in writing. Exactly. If we could source uncontaminated foods, detoxing would be so much easier. And it's not just that. It's that they come into our houses and mess with our food. They have rotted so much of my organic food. It's like, let's say I buy 6 apples, 7 apples, or whatever. They'll totally destroy at least two of them. Yes, yes. Yes, they do have the pentagram. Yes. It is, yes, it's depending on what narcissistic individuals you're up against. Yes. Well, that's really interesting, Conrad. Is some pet food probably is cleaner if it's organic. There's a video online of a TI talking to a Canadian police officer. The officer acknowledges the targeting and says, "There's no way to get off the list." Yes, it's true. It's carefully designed that way. And you know what? When you pass away, you still stay on the list. Oh, yeah. So you've got the oranges that get moldy too. Yeah. I had moldy lemons. They love to mold things. Foods that should not mold, especially in the time frame that they do it. Well, you can only get off the list if you give your life to the underworld. Well, we all know that's not going to happen, right? Food from the store is poisonous. That's exactly right. There's so many lists, and there are probably lists that we're not aware of. The ACLU, when they wrote trapped in a black box, growing terrorism, watch listing, and everyday policing. Well, that was in 2016. I think that's Zoomy on the porch. 1 second. 1 second. Because he is out. He won't come in. Ever since the fox disappeared, he's been staying out later and later. I think he's just looking for the fox and realizing the fox is not here. Zoomy, is that you? I heard a meow. My socks are off. Let me put them back on. I'll be back in 2 minutes. Let me see what he's doing. Is that you, Zoomy? Zoomy, is that you? Hello? It is you. It is you. You want to go home? We'll go home? Hi. Hello. Hello. Okay, guys, I'm back. Yeah, that was Zoomy at the door. I had to bring him home. Oh, the creepy voice is back. That creepy voice waited for me to leave, huh? Society is a secret society. Do you know that that creepy voice is on my cameras? You know, I don't look at my cameras a lot, but every once in a while I'll pull them up, as I did this past week, and I started listening to some of them, and the creepy voice was on my camera too. So it's obviously being done here to me, and my poor cats have to listen to this too. Yes, Masons connected to the underworld, Sirius Osiris. Clones are empty bodies, holograms. Once they activate their soul, bam, you're now a TI. See, I learned so much from you guys too because a lot of these topics I'm not familiar with. So on my top 10 reasons I love being a targeted individual is because I'm learning so much about the Masons connected to the underworld and ancient Egypt and all of this stuff that I would have known. The background noise, yes, we call it the creepy voice. It's third party interference. It's on definitely on my end because it's on my cameras, it's on the lives. If people interview me, that creepy voice creeps in. Some people have said it's similar to like if you're a voice hearer, that it's like this mumbling sound in the background, and whatever it is that they're saying is not nice. I don't have a TV. Yeah, I don't have a TV. I don't watch TV. I sent it. I don't know. I'm on some list to get it analyzed. Yes, yes, I'm on a list. I don't know how many people are before me. I mean, it could be months from now. Yeah, I'm on another list. I'm always on some list. Yeah. Yes, I'm on a wait list instead of a watch list. I'm on a wait list. Well, I did have one in New Jersey, and it was downstairs, and and then we had a flat screen upstairs that my daughter would watch. And the one downstairs, I would turn it on and listen to music in the background. Every once in a while, like, turn on like I don't know if it was a special or whatever, like an MTV or whatever. But then sometimes it'd be on in the background and it would start to scramble. I have photos of it scrambling too, and it's like this is just so much interference. Well, I did send it to Look Out for Charlie, but he hasn't responded. He's so busy, and I'll pay him to do it too. But he's just so busy. Yeah, who are the two sides of the war? It's us versus them. Yeah, that's very true. In each generation, they pick a child to target. Remember the narcissist scapegoats. Narcissists are sellout. They absolutely are. And we're breeding a society of narcissists. Hi, Cheryl. Welcome, welcome. What did you miss? Let's see. You missed a conversation about sheriffs. About if you were to have a conversation with a sheriff, what would you ask that sheriff? About targeting, about citizens on patrol, about the cops program, community watch, all of that. There's a subscriber that emailed me and asked me if I would not mind asking, people in my chat, if they were meeting with a sheriff for the first time, what questions would they ask? So that's why I created the video that I did. I'm sorry to hear that, Joe. That's horrible. I'm so fortunate that my mother believed me what was going on, and she actually helped, and that's why they unalived her. Yes, but how do you go about doing that? How do you go about doing that? It's so difficult. I mean, still, when I was living in New Jersey, I kept a telephone book, like a written telephone book, because I grew up. Remember, I'm a different generation from you guys. I grew up like having a telephone book. It was alphabetical, and you would write in all of your new names and phone numbers and stuff, because who could remember all this stuff? And you'd have a hard copy. But now everything's in the phone. Yeah, I'm curious, like, why do they call them Freemasons? What are they free? What are they free from? Oh, they're free from guilt. That's what it is. They're free from guilt. There isn't anything that they do that they feel guilty about. See, my mom did not do that, but my cousin did. Yes, Ashley, that's exactly right. Those smart TVs. That's true. Yes, we're free and they're not. Yep. Oh, the lightning was crazy. I didn't even get all of it. It was so bad. It was lighting up the sky and like zigzag from the top of the sky to wherever it hit. And then there were parts of Kentucky that got flattened with a tornado touchdown. I don't know if it was a tornado, guys. I think this is just weather modification. They do reverse everything. Oh, con artist, I didn't know that your mother was involved with witchcraft. The storms across the country are unusual. Everybody's talking about how they're very unusual, especially even for this time of the year. What movie are you referring to? Jordan Peele? Is that the name of the movie, Jordan Peele? The name of the movie is Us? That's it. Oh, okay. Oh, Peel is the director. Okay. Please remember to hit the thumbs up, guys. You are in the Amazon jungle. That's amazing. I hear what you're saying about them watching movies. There is so much subliminal stuff in film. And my birds are going nuts for some reason. Oh, that's so interesting, Ashley. So he was getting paid $25 through Cash App. $25 to do what? Just stalk you for that moment? See, I don't hear the creepy voice on my end. I usually only hear it after I play the chat back. But that creepy voice is definitely on my end because I've recorded it on Zoom meetings, interviews, and on my cameras. So it's a part of my targeting, and they're harassing subscribers. I think that some of the perps will actually physically move, and others won't. Yes. Yes, one of the subscribers was saying that she could make out some of the words. Yeah, yes. Yeah, they should all move to the Darien Gap, exactly. So he was getting paid $25 every time he stalked you. Oh, you heard the same words. Yeah, I have it in an email. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, yeah, I found it. I found the email. It was April 30th. And what she said is, here's my thoughts. I could be completely off. Let's see. She was listening to the video on YouTube, the creepy voice. She did not hear mumbling, but words. She said she heard her name, and she heard wah, 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 and thought police over and over. Thought police, thought police, thought police. And with those words were familiar voices. She said she even fast forwarded the video to hear my discussion with others in the chat. And I was checking on one of my cats like I just did tonight. She said, prior to your entering the chat from the cat, a very loud pitch frequency came in. And then it went back to her hearing the frequency of it saying, thought police. Fuck you, thought police. Wah, wah, wah. She said that was her brain's interpretation of what she heard. Yeah, she said the mumble of the creepy voices, frequencies coming through, done by someone, obviously, and the person, anybody that has V2K, that it might be turned into a frequency or words. Oh, you heard that too, thought police. Yeah, that all those white vehicles in a row. The nearest fusion center is, I think, I don't know, an hour or so away. Yeah, that was, I've never seen anything like that before. Our tax dollars hard at work, right? And to think that they're doing this all for a 66-year-old woman. I mean, it really is laughable. It's just laughable. Hi, Mac. Welcome. Please remember to hit the thumbs up. Really, when you think about it, it's all completely depraved. It's so sick. Oh, okay. The underworld, one dream says, the underworld I speak of is exactly what the creeper voice is. Dead, disembodied souls trapped in a word world. Technology. It's unbelievable. The amount of money they spend on this too. The voice is repeating the same word. See, I don't hear it on my end. Hey, creeper voice. Can you just be quiet? Can you stop talking, creeper voice? Nobody wants to listen to you. And some of us have figured out what you're saying anyway. So can you please stop? Yeah, it is ridiculous. So I'm seeing that there are 29 people. Are there 29 people in here? And 19 thumbs up. And now, yes, I see 30 also. The creeper voice dimmed down. Good. Good. There's no reason for that interference. The creepy sounds add to the content. Oh my goodness. So in the book Bridging the Gap by Bailey, there's a section here on community policing. It says that many countries around the world are currently using a model of policing called community-oriented policing. It's described as a systemic approach to policing. It focuses on instilling a sense of community within a geographically located neighborhood. Communities come together and discuss what values they would like to have in their community. And it's also a time to discuss any problems that might be happening in a specific area. If a problem is identified, an investigation can be opened. Community-oriented policing is a model of policing now practiced in many cities around the globe. The local programs in many countries have been forming partnerships with other government-run programs. For example, provincial, state, and federal. At the federal levels, reports of gang stalking are not only coming in from democratic countries, but they're coming in from many other countries as well. This model of policing has been previously used in communistic countries. American communitarians promote the same kinds of surveillance and neighborhood informants that the communists use to control East Germans. Americans are slowly being taught what East Germans had to learn very quickly. Today, the KGB trains community police all over America. Do you hear that? The KGB trains community police all over America. Yeah, the timing. It's I'm sure they put all the information into a program. Hi, Alicia. Welcome, welcome. I think so too. And Ashley says, I think some of the peeps or perps ride on our channels when we're watching live streams. Yeah, the perps. Yes. Well, absolutely, because they want to see what you're writing. I'm reading what you're saying, but I'm not speaking out loud everything that you're saying. So they don't get to see what you're writing unless they chime in here. Because the live stream, lasts a long time. Like right now it's an hour and a half. Sometimes the live has lasted almost 3 hours. So like for them to go back and have to read everything would be very time consuming. Oh, is that your local sheriff, Joe? Local sheriff passed on early. Toxicology reports found alcohol, fentanyl, and cocaine. Maybe he got some karma by allowing the TI program to continue through the Sheriff's Association. Well, it's very possible. It's very possible that he didn't take that voluntarily. What are evidence lockers? I mean, lockers that contain evidence. Is that what that is? Okay. Hi, Equinox. Welcome. Yeah, it's so much fun, right? It's such a joy. It's so interesting. It's such a psychological operation, and it's so abusive. I think it has so much to do with satanic ritual abuse and trauma-based mind control. I mean, exactly what they do to kiddos and stuff. No, I agree. I do think that there are some sheriffs that are not involved or at least to the degree that some of us are experiencing. I agree. Karmic retribution is very real. Well, it's easy to say, to move far away, but when you have groups of people sabotaging a move, the whisper campaigns, calling realtors, threatening realtors, bribing realtors, intercepting phone calls. So let's say somebody's interested in my property and they're making a phone call to me or an email, and these criminals are intercepting it, either intercepting it or preventing it. Max says, maybe I broke one of their hearts. Yeah, right. Yeah. I didn't know anybody when I moved here. Just for the record, when I moved here, I knew no one. Like, there's no way I could have broken anybody's heart. Yes, they did. Yes, and I moved from the suburbs of New Jersey to a rural Kentucky with a very low population. That was just my phone alarm going off. Kentucky's known for bourbon. Kentucky is known for bourbon and the horse races, the Kentucky Derby. Coal, yeah, it used to be coal. It could be that again at some point. I guess it was 2 years ago. There were floods in a coal mining area where people lost a lot, sort of like North Carolina, and it was a former coal mining area. Yeah, that's the interesting thing is they do have to follow you even in the bad weather. 3-1 says, Ace, they sell out. They broke under pressure and called upon a dark entity, and now they're owned. We're not. A gold star to the person who can tell what the creepy voice is saying now. No, I can't hear it. I'll hear it on the replay. Oh, okay. So it is saying words. It always sounded like words to me, but I couldn't make out what those words were. Oh, it stopped. Oh, good. Good. Well, maybe it doesn't want us figuring out what the words are. Good. I'm so glad. It's disruptive. Oh, so it just took a little break. It was probably a recording that had to be restarted. Back with a vengeance. Oh, goodness. I want to know who's doing it. Yes, and of course, if you're being blacklisted and can't get employment, then you can't get out of your situation. It's like a catch-22. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, they spread rumors. I was always told to consider the source. When you hear a rumor or you hear something about somebody, consider the source. Where is it coming from? Well, that's interesting, con artist. The Christian Bible mentions Satan 52 times, the devil 33 times, depending on editing. It's very possible of one dream. I've considered that. I mean, especially if they're in a cult family, it's likely. It's very likely. Yep, that's exactly right, Ace of Cups. They use their badges and fake badges. Yep, small town, small mind. That's exactly right about the cult about phallic worship. Yes, they did. They did. What they did was, and you could actually see it as a thumbnail when Ella Fraud, when she interviewed me. That was my first interview back in March of 2019 and 17. Um, she grabbed a photo from my Facebook page, and it was of a camellia shrub in front of my house where they broke off a branch, a small thin branch, and bore a hole in the trunk of the tree and stuck it in there, and that's exactly what it looked like. It was a phallic symbol. Well, I'll keep the chat going for a little while longer. I'm gonna go do some stuff and make a cup of coffee, and uh, because tomorrow I have an interview. Just as an FYI, I will be interviewing Miss Holly, so I'm looking forward to it. I think it's the first interview that she's given. I did, Jennifer. I did. I have emailed. Look out for Charlie. Well, these criminals, they're trying to now immobilize me by targeting my feet. There's nothing wrong with my feet. There's nothing wrong with my body. Anything that's wrong with me physically is because of what is being done to me. That's so interesting, One Dream, because when you say that the Masons hail directly to the world of the dead, whenever I have seen them here, here in Kentucky, that's what they look like. There's a deadness in their eyes. There's like no expression. Well, this is no foot fetish because it's quite painful. Whatever they've done, they did it in my sleep 2 nights in a row. This is the third night, and I don't have any foot pain, but they've created some for me. And I'm looking at the bottom of my foot, and I don't see anything. So it must be through an energy weapon. Yeah, well, yeah, I get out every day. I spent time today picking up branches. A couple of days ago, the same thing. I spent 2 hours like just cleaning up the property branches. No, I did not. I was fine. What happened to my foot happened before I started cleaning up the tree branches. So yes, yes, yes. They're honing in on the source of this. It's a death cult that believes and practices aimed at the living. Yeah, I didn't step on any tree branches though. I mean, I do step on tree branches, but this happened to me before I stepped on any tree branches. It happened as I was sleeping. I woke up, I guess 3 days ago, and when I put my foot on the floor, that's the way it felt. So I have this like little foot massager that I've been using, but oh, they absolutely use the pagan holidays. I mean, and the full moon here, they stole Foxy. They killed two of my kittens. Weak people's end. Oh, that's interesting. That's so interesting about the weekends. And that seems to be when a lot more damage is done to my property. Well, today they cut a hole in a screen. One dream says their symbols are sigils, more necromancy. Shit. Max says I blame the media. Well, the media is not helping, that's for sure. These are crimes against humanity. The media should be reporting on the technology that's already out there. They love their 666s, huh? Equinox says, I'm going to go as far as to say it doesn't have anything to do with who you are now. Oh, hi, Matson. Yeah, these criminals are after me for sure. I think they're really pissed off that I find their bitchcraft too. They have to play it down all over again. Yeah, well, they have other plans. Oh, Mac, I've done videos on that. Um, I can find the video. I'm a little tired right now. It could have been my divorce, the lawyers. It could have been a bunch of celebrities. Could have been the feral cat cartel. Yes, I've heard one dream story. Some people share stories, but they don't want to share it in a testimony online. Yeah, that would be really good. People really enjoy hearing other stories and testimonies because it's so helpful to them. Oh well, thank you so much. I don't feel like any kind of hero. I just feel like I'm overly targeted. I need to share my experience, and I feel blessed. Like early on in when I came into the program, I was targeted years before that, but that I had a relationship with Karen Stewart. A friendly relationship with Karen Stewart, and she had provided me so much information. Like it was so helpful. Joe, I would have to look for it again. I get so much email, and I don't know if if I watched it and deleted I went to look for it again and I couldn't find it. She has so many videos, and it was at least a year ago. It was at least a year ago, Joe. And I don't even remember what it was entitled, but it was almost like she had diagrams on the screen where she was explaining how things work, like how the United States works. She was talking about the United States and Trump. But again, it was at least a year ago. Oh, well, thank you so much. Oh, well, thank you. They really appreciate it because, you know, the cats that I have now, because I brought in two mamas and then their babies. Like I'm going through so much more food and litter. Um, I was getting down there. I wasn't going to adopt any more cats, and now I've got kittens and 2 mamas. So I really appreciate it. And the weird things is with the fox gone. I mean, I miss the fox like so bad. With the fox gone, I was giving the fox at night like, 6 eggs and then maybe another 2 or 3. So now, like, except for the raccoons that are eating 1 or 2 eggs, like I have like all these eggs. Made like a whole bunch of hard boiled eggs today. Oh no, what ends up happening, Amy, is at this time it's midnight, and I usually kind of just allow the chat, everybody in the chat to speak. So, and I go and do other things, and like right now, I'm just cutting my nails. So I'm really tired. This is I'm on Eastern time, and some of you guys, are a little bit earlier than I am. One thing that I noticed, oh well, thank you, con artists. You know what I've noticed? That what they do is, because they're surveilling you, following you around and stuff, that if you do something, they will mimic it in a way that is so exaggerated. Oh, that's okay, Amy. Yes, yes, that white powder, and it's in the chicken coops. I clean out my chicken coops every day, and I took a photo of the covers of the things that I have in the chicken coop, and literally overnight, and all these birds, they're asleep, but overnight everything gets covered in this disgusting dust. So Equinox says there's one specific tactic that they do that makes it clear that they're criminals. I don't want to mention it honestly, maybe sooner. Well, if you mention it, you can type it. I If it's not something, they are criminals deluxe. Absolutely. If it's not something that I can say, I won't say it. Okay. But we can all read it here. And the white powder, yes, is absolutely nanoparticles, and that is why that's absolutely true. And they have spread it inside my cat's buildings, and this is why my cats, when I moved here, and the ones they lived outside, brought them inside. They all had the cleanest ears. They've always had clean, clean, clean ears. Since moving to Kentucky, they sprayed the stuff in their building, and it doesn't matter how much I clean it, they keep throwing more stuff in there, and they all have dirty ears now. Oh, yes, yes. Okay, so you asked you, Tara, what happened to my fox? You got 3 cards, a 7 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, reverse, 7 of Cups. The fox was taken to mess with my head. Well, that fox, I think, had babies somewhere. So if they took the fox to mess with my head, that's very sick. That's just so sick. Could you imagine that poor fox taken out of its environment? These very sick, depraved people. And that's why each time they do something like this, I'm just going to speak out more. That's it. I've just been so busy this week. I've got all my complaints lined up to file, and I've got to get a new printer. Yes, I've noticed like my skin also, and it's all the nanotechnology. It's all heavy metals, and I hate to say it, it's also like Morgellons, nanoparticles, and I've noticed it on my cats. I'll find like these little black dots like on their nose or whatever, and they're like nanites, nanoparticles, and they spray it everywhere. And I didn't have my cats did not have this in New Jersey, by the way. And it's also easier for them to get to my cats here because they're not in my house with me. That's exactly right, Matson. They are guilty of kidnapping. Yes, and they've stolen my cats, poisoned my cats, harmed their eyes. Yes. Well, I definitely have the ringing in the ears. It's not even ringing. It's like it's frequencies. Well, no, they would like for me to run and leave my property behind. I'm not going to do that. That's exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to scare me off my property. Well, that's not going to happen. I'll have plenty of time to file my complaint so that everybody in the state of Kentucky knows what's going on here, and hopefully get some kind of a journalist. Yes, yes, they're doing something to the cat's eyes. Yes, yes, that's what I've been doing. Ultimate entertainment. Yes, that's exactly what I've been doing. I did it today, cleaning their ears. Their ears are just so dirty. Even the kittens' ears, which is crazy. Kittens don't get dirty ears, but it's their environment. It's the environment they're in, and it's horrible. I feel bad for them. I just want to get out of here and move to a different location. And nothing is happening. I'm not getting any phone calls, nothing, because I know that they're being intercepted. Or what is that? Or organophosphates. Oh, Dr. Hildy, as I spoke with Dr. Hildy when I was in New Jersey, she said that my cats were being experimented on um, to torture me. Yeah, Dr. Stanigard. Yes, yes. I had a phone appointment with her when I lived in New Jersey. When I explained what was happening to my cats, she said that they're experimenting on my cats to torture me. Yes, yes. Yes, it's exactly. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say that word on YouTube, so I just call it the T, unless I'm speaking of, there are bugs in here that are, I don't know where these little buggies come from. I have a bug zapper. As Karen Stewart said in one of her flyers, they have not prevented one threat in this country. They've only created them. Oh, that's horrible, LZ. How did they do that? Someone said it was our mascot that you hear in the background. It's the creepy voice. It's third party interference. It's intentional harassment. It's on my end. I have not figured out how to stop the fuming. I think they just walk in my house and do it, and split. Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's almost like it's a stink bomb or something. That's exactly right, Elsie. They put staples in the side of two of my buildings. Yes, they do that. It's so evil. It's so depraved. And the fact that somebody thinks of these things, I mean, who thinks like this? I believe that, Matson. They plant things that are close to foundations. Like even in my garden boxes, they'll plant things in the corners, like seeds and weeds in the corners. They plant seeds in between my my decking here, my porch decking. You know, the slots of wood. They plant seeds in there. These people are sick. They take stone from my driveway and throw it into my garden beds. The pants that I was wearing today had 2 slices in it. I'm going to end up throwing them away. I've thrown away so much clothing, new clothing, since I moved here. These people are fucking sick. Excuse my French. And that is one of the things that I learned to do as a targeted person. I learned to curse. Yes, that's what they do. Yes, that's what they do. Those are the Freemasons, One Dream. That's what they do. And that's why we share information. So you know that it wasn't just a V branch. It was there, it was placed there deliberately. It's a threat. They tell you who they are. And it's they're also intimidation tactics. It's part of their ritual. Oh, that's interesting, Matson. So there's no plant to the roots. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, they have a fixation with branches and destroying your garden. Actually, anything that you do well, they want to target and destroy. Yep, exactly. Exactly. Those runners, that's what they like. I call them creepers. You call them runners. Well, they are actually called runners, but I call them creepers, and they are creepers. Yeah, it's not wear and tear, Amy. Yes, it's not wear and tear. It's unnatural wear and tear. It's called vandalism. Oh, you're having soup? Yeah, you're in a different time zone. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying your soup. I have a plane flying overhead at 12:39 a.m. Oh my goodness. I know they make us spend so much money on replacing things that don't need to be replaced or that shouldn't need to be replaced so soon. Amy says they like to steal car keys and phones from time to time. Yes, I have had documents stolen. I've still had invoices stolen, tax information stolen, business cards stolen. Connor, did you just look that up? The helicopter? One Dream has a question. Do you guys have a dead, hardened muscle in your body, like it's always sore for no reason and hard like a beef jerky? Let me think about this. Well, lately I wake up and like the middle of my back feels as if it's been targeted, and then the last few days on my foot here. Oh, thank you, con artist. So that could just be a regular flight pattern. We had some, weather catastrophes here in Kentucky, so I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if there was a little bit more air traffic. Oh, that's interesting, Matson, that they changed the combination. They did that in New Jersey. I had it was given to me to sell on eBay, and it was a very costly men's briefcase, and it would had a lock and a key, and did not lock it. I threw the keys inside the bag. Well, the next time I go to look at the bag, it's locked, and I can't find the keys in the bag. I think they stole them. They intentionally locked the bag to prevent me from selling it. Yeah, good point, LZ. There is nothing they won't do. Which, they should be in prison. And before I became targeted, I really had no idea so many people were this evil. Yes, they do that. They'll change keys. It's just the extent that they'll go through to make your life miserable is so. It's just unbelievable. It's off the charts. I mean, I would never think to do that to somebody else. Like, even if I don't like you, like, if I don't like a person, I just don't want anything to do with them. I don't want to make their lives miserable. I just don't care. I have too many other things to do than worry about making somebody else's life miserable. So, Matson, that's sort of like their way of telling you that they don't like for you to have the safe because they're going to manipulate your use of it. They probably do, Elsie. One woman, a targeted woman, told me that she had a safe deposit box, and one time she went to, get whatever out of it, and they said that she didn't have a box. Well, see, the thing with the food poisoning con artists, they can't say that I was unhealthy because I eat organic food. I don't smoke and drink and do drugs. So everything that happens to me, any kind of illness or sickness I get, it's being done to me. It's being induced. And Matson, you're very detailed. You're very detail oriented. So I mean, you would know when something is not right. I mean, don't these people have anything else to do with their sorry lives? It just baffles. It still baffles the mind. I the last time, and I have to do it, Amy. I've taken two hair analysis tests and the heavy metals, and it's like I don't eat anything that would have heavy metals. So it's in my environment, or they're doing it to me. It's definitely in the environment between the chemtrails and what they spray inside my house and in the cat's building, the chicken coop. I mean, I'm inhaling this stuff just the way they are. Elsie, if you write something out and you want me to read it on the channel, let me know. Unfortunately, that's true, One Dream. They have a vast skit network. There is nothing they don't do. And thank you so much, Ace of Cups, for that reading on Foxy. That's exactly right. Yes. They can break into your home at any time and put you to sleep and do anything. And that's what they do. Yeah, thank you, Ace of Cups. I really appreciate it because it's so upsetting. And then I watched Zoomy like looking for it too. Amy just said, I hoped it was all just gaslighting and pranks. I moved to Tennessee and learned that they are intent on unaliving us if they can. Well, here we are, prisoners to the deranged. It is what it is. At least we know what we're dealing with. Elijah says, when you say put us to sleep, what do you mean? Gassing? Okay, what they do is when they have your DNA and your brain mapped, they just target you with frequencies. It could be with gassing or poisons or whatever, but they can just do it. They tried to do it to me twice while I'm in the chat here. It could even be in some of the foods that we eat regularly. Somebody said, I don't know if it was this week, that they can knock you out, put you to sleep through your laptop or your phone. What these criminals have done to my nails, my toenails, is just it's unbelievable. Well, they're like frying me at night. Amy, I'm not even that good with it, and the thing is, they okay, there's one of them is the medical misinformation. So if you're interviewing somebody, and this is what happened with David, David A., he was interviewing somebody and he recommended something. That was off limits. If you're interviewing somebody and they're telling you that they, had some kind of a therapy, that's what they experienced personally, but we're not recommending it, just talking about their experiences, that's okay. But when you're telling somebody that X, Y, and Z is good for you or recommending it, that's not good. Well, it's not good for targeted people because I watch a lot of YouTube creators who are doctors and stuff. They get away with saying everything. Um, so that's one of the things that seems to be a big one. Talking about I'm not going to talk about it here because, uh, you know, but that thing that happened in 2020 that most people, beginning with the letter C, they don't really like for you to talk about that. The Hermit, Three of Swords. The Hermit, the Three of Swords, the Chariot. They're holding him. Yeah, the three, yes, exactly. Isn't that horrible? Yeah, because the Hermit, the Chariot, they took him away. The Swords is like a cage. Yeah, exactly. That's disgusting. Well, I wonder what they're going to do. That is a gorgeous fox, and I think that fox has babies somewhere. Well, they can hold it all they want because I will be filing a complaint about the fox. I just didn't have time this week. I tried calling the Fish and Wildlife people, and I just never call in time. They're closed. Everybody closes so damn early around here. Um, I think if enough complaints are filed with the right people, at least it's going to get known. Yeah, my toenails are so bad. I mean, I used to have like really nice looking feet and toenails and stuff, and since I moved here, they're horrible. Especially the big toe is like all swollen, and the toenail is distorted, and I don't even know what to do about it. Well, Equinox keeps saying there's certainly a way out. You just have to see the game for what it is and dip, record, document is most important. Importantly, be careful. I mean, these people are nuts. If they want to think of it as a game, I don't think of it as a game. I'm sorry. Thank you, Ace of Cups. Well, it's not causing disillusionment. It's just going to make me file a complaint about it. because these animals, wild or not, they're on my property. Whether it's a deer, a raccoon, a skunk, my cats, my chickens, it's my property, and they're stealing something on my property, wild or not. So I'm considering it a theft. It's a theft of an animal, and it's called animal abuse. Okay, it's called animal abuse. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, there is. It is a nice group. Well, Equinox keeps saying. I think he's saying it to me personally, to just leave. That's not what you do. And also, my situation isn't where I'm like this single person that lives in a little tiny a place with no responsibility. I have animals here that need to be moved. Yes, I block everybody. You know, the weird thing is that's on my list of top 10 reasons why I love being a targeted individual is because in my past life I would never block anybody. I just wouldn't block people. Although I did block people on Facebook. There was this one person that was harassing me. They kept coming up with the same name, and I'd block that name. They'd create the same other name and harass me. It was like on and on and on and on. But yeah, the one of the top 10 reasons I love being a targeted individual because I block and call out the trolls. Yes, I believe you, Amy. I mean, in New Jersey, it took me 3 years to sell my gorgeous house. And during those 3 years, they were vandalizing it, killing my cats, harming my body. I spent so much money. I was finally able to get a good real estate agent that sold my house. But I think that they wanted it sold at that point. I think they realized that they were going to get sued, like the Manalapan Police Department. I believe that they knew that they were going to get sued and that they would have to pay me. And they also wanted my house for one of their copper friends. So that's why it sold. Yeah, exposed and blocked. Oh, and also Ace of Cups, I report them to YouTube. It depends on what they write. If they're writing something about me, I report them for misinformation. If they're writing something about somebody else, I'll report them for harassment. And then I block the comments and block them from the channel. I don't have a mortgage, so I can't sell it to the bank. Yes, we monitor for trolls here, and the moderators here, anybody that you see with like a little wrench, sometimes like if I'm talking or reading and I'm not seeing what's going on in the chat or whatever, they'll monitor the people. But also, and I'm not able to do it all the time. Like I don't know why. Sometimes I don't have the option to when I'm starting the live, it asks if I want it available to the public, to members only, to subscribers only. And so tonight I was able to click on subscribers only. And even if somebody's not a subscriber, they can subscribe at that time. And then it takes about 5 minutes or so. And then they can join in the chat. But there are times when I start the live where I don't have an option to click the subscribers only. I don't know why. It just disappears. Exactly, Amy. That's exactly. I mean, and that's most people are in the same position. They have to sell a house to buy another one. I mean, who has, money to have two houses at a time? I mean, it's one thing to be able to afford the expenses of, let's say, another house, but to like buy another house and have another house, most people don't have the money to even pay their bills, let alone own two homes. That's what I've noticed, Matson. I've noticed like there is a delay in some comments posting. And um, there were two people that sent me emails with their blocked messages. And I saw what they sent me, but it showed up later. Like when I looked at the time that I received the email, that comment wasn't there, but the comment showed up later. So I don't know. Somebody's like monitoring the comments, and then I mentioned earlier, much earlier in the chat, KG. KG Depp, who has her channel KG Depp. She did a video tonight tagging me that she can't get into any of my videos, and she demonstrated. Are you watching Flight Rider? Yes. Oh yeah. Yeah, well, there's a lot going on here in Kentucky with the weather. We've had in Somerset and London, like they leveled like a whole neighborhood. Oh my goodness, that's a lot, Elsie. That's funny. Yeah, so I don't know how they're doing this with the comments, unless there's some kind of a back door. I'm not that technologically adept at YouTube, so they must be doing something. Yeah, the eggs are good. I eat my chicken's eggs and the guinea eggs. And there's so many of them, so like today I hard boiled a lot of them. So I'm gonna end the live in about 5 or 10 minutes, guys. Oh, thank you. Thanks so much, guys. Um, I only go live for the most part on Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Every once in a while, like if there's like an emergency or whatever, or if it was when my phone wasn't working well, I would just go live quickly and record something. Well, thank you, con artists. They say when you die, don't go towards the light. I don't know. I heard that recently too. I heard that recently too. I'm not sure. And that's the one thing about living here that really bothers me. When I lived in New Jersey, even targeted as a targeted person, I was still able to be involved in all my spiritual stuff. But here, because of the way things are set up, and uh, it's just my life here is just a disaster. I really need to get out of here. Okay, that would be good, Matson. Yes, that would be good. I haven't checked my email since the live started. An investigative journalist from the UK. Yes, I would like to speak with an investigative journalist. I really want to discuss the topic of real estate mobbing. It goes along with this targeting, but it's a whole separate dynamic that involves manipulation, attorneys, vandalism, police, wanting your property for somebody else. Um, it's happening across the country, and it's actually against the law. The denial of service is a whole nother thing, And then I had that stupid perp. I had another perp get um, on the channel. I got rid of it. It said the idiot said, "Oh, with all the money you get in donations, you can't take care of your cats. You can't get the veterinary care or something like that. You can't get the medical care." And it's like, "Oh yeah, like all the money, really? All the money I get." We're not in New Jersey anymore. So yeah, the people keep dumping animals on my property. They're not spayed or neutered, and then they have kittens. None of this is justified. In their sick, sorry minds, it's justified. Well, anything could be justified when they're getting paid under the table, right? YouTube? No, I mean, I'll tell you, last month, I think I got 120 bucks. I think that's what it was last month. I think this month is going to be more because somebody gave me a super chat. um, but yeah, that's what it is for the whole month. And meanwhile, there are YouTube creators out there, they're getting thousands and thousands of dollars every month. And it baffles the minds. $120 is like I could have one consultation and make $120. Yes, I had a whole possum, and they unalived a possum in the county creek and left it there for me. Like his little head was in there. Oh, and when I moved here, you know what else they did? They took a pregnant rabbit, cut it in half, and the umbilical cord was still stuck to the baby, and they stuck it in front of my house. This is how sick. I just moved here. I just moved here. I knew nobody. So this is what I'm saying. Like, this is It's not like they could even say that I did anything to them. I had just moved here. It is disturbing. In New Jersey, okay, in New Jersey, they did other weird things there. Now, this is like really weird. I go out on my driveway one day and they left a dead fish, like one little fish, like a dead fish. I'm thinking, like, where the hell did this come from? A dead fish. And then, of course, they left a dead baby rat, like, oh, well, then I'm a rat. Sometimes the chat scrolls quickly. There are a lot of conversations. I don't know if I even saw that. Matson, are you trying to determine if your comment just disappeared, or let me see? Yeah, feeding my cats. That's what one auto ship will cost is $120. Do you have any idea how much cat food costs now? It almost costs twice as much as it did when I lived in New Jersey. And it has nothing to do with living here. It has to do with the um the cost of cat food. Like for a bag of cat food that I would normally pay 20 or $24 for, it's $38 now. $38. And like a case of cans, I would sometimes be able to get for like $9.99 or $10.99. Again, 6 years ago, and now it's like $24. So yeah, the pet food is really expensive now, very very costly, and that's without the cat litter. The cat litter, eye drops and iPads, not an iPad, like eye ointments and I get these like little wipes for them for their eyes, wipes for their fur. Yes, my most popular video. I'm telling you, I'm going to make my perps popular. Yeah, I bet that really went over well. Yes, that is my most popular video of all time. Like I made Scarlet popular because that's what she's into. She's into poop, leaving poopy diapers and you know poopy toilet paper. So yeah, you can make her popular. I mean, it's just so sick. Now this stuff didn't happen to me in New Jersey. I mean, this like it's really sick stuff. What they did in New Jersey is they would do things to my garden. 7K views. It was pretty popular on TikTok too. I think that's where it was first. Oh, it's there now. Okay, that's good to know, Matt. So that's what's been happening. People are posting comments and they're showing up later. Oh, that's good. Well, I bet they watched it a few times too. They had to, they had to give it to all their friends and family members. Well, actually, in that video, she actually looked good. She generally doesn't look that good. I'm so mean. I don't look that good either. I'm not wearing any makeup. I look like hell. Well, that's exactly right. Oh, and by the way, just with regard to that video, that is the first time I'd ever met her. Yes, on neighborhood. Yes, it did go on Neighborhood Wars on A&E, April 11, 2023. So there are ways for targeted people to get even with their perps. Oh, yes, that that is exactly right. Shocked at the audacity, the entitlement. But that hasn't changed. She was like that with my workers, these teenage workers that I had a couple of years ago. She drove back and forth 5 times harassing them and threatened them that if they continued to work on my property, they would be part of her lawsuit. Like, what? Oh, yeah, she's called the sheriff before. Yeah, she did. Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Yeah, it's all on video. It's all the evidence is right there. It's a slander campaign that I don't pay people. It was about my survey, not realizing that how long it takes for a survey. Like there, it goes in steps. I think the whole process took about 3 months. Oh, of course. Well, I haven't seen her recently. Well, actually, you know what? The last time I saw her was when we had that flood. Um, when was that? I was getting my mail and I was photographing the flood over the county road, and she drove through it. They weren't best friends. No, they were not best friends. They were acquaintances. He was friends more with the father, like the father that passed away. I hear what you're saying, Equinox. None of us want to be around these people. It lowers our vibration. It's bad enough being like targeted with weapons and all the other stuff that goes along with it, but living next to these people. I mean, like I've said it before, and when I lived in New Jersey, I lived there for so long that the long-term neighbors already knew me. They knew me when I was married, they knew me when I was divorced, they knew my daughter, they knew my house and all the stuff that I did. So when they became involved, they just ignored me. They weren't doing evil stuff to me. And plus, besides the fact that they were too educated, they had master's degrees and They had one son is getting his doctorate and stuff, so they had to deal with those people differently, and they pretty much just ignored me. But here, no, that's a whole different ball game here. that's that's so funny about the chocolate cake. That's funny. Yeah, they probably threw her a party. Yeah, well, good for her. Yeah, they're all into poop. They love their poopies. But anyway, it's 1:30 a.m. here. And thank you so much for the chat and all the great comments. And I learned so much from you guys, and it's fun talking this way rather than through the comments section. So if I decide to have a different live at a different time, I would certainly let you know. But life has just been so hectic here, and I'm so tired. Like I'm so sleep deprived. And so tomorrow, Scarlet Top Witch of Kentucky. I don't know. There might be others up there on the list. Although she thinks, and other people in the community that have left comments who know her say that she likes to involve everybody else involved in her business. So she she receives a new broomstick. That's so funny. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Oh my goodness. Well, thank you all so much for the. So we'll leave on a laughing note. So thank you all. I hope everybody has a good night, and I will talk to you all soon. Does she know she's a? Oh, of course, everybody knows. Yeah, yeah, she does. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I'm gonna end the live stream now. So have a good night.